Well, hello there, everybody. Welcome to the Zone of Control podcast. My name is Jerry, and we are starting right on time today. So, first of all, I want to say thanks to everybody who's already in the chat. I want to make sure you jump in there and say hi and tell me where you're from, who you listen to, and all that. Uh, as you guys know, we try to do this every Thursday, either live or recorded. We'll do it for 50 to 55 minutes because we don't want to get in with any other. I think Compass has their town hall right after this, so we want to make sure that we're doing all that stuff correctly and all that sort of thing. So, if you are in the chat, please say hi and let us know what's going on, and we'll see. Hope that you guys are doing well. Looks like we're on okay. Jeff, good evening. How are you from New Jersey? And so again, yeah, things have been going good. We've got about 10 people in here so far. We've been It's been kind of a great week here. It's been a little hot, but nothing too bad. Thomas from Historic Wings is in the house. Good evening. Glad to see you stop by. I've got something that you want to stay tuned because I'm going to mention something about you later in the show there, Thomas. Let's see, what else did we do? It's been a little warm. Got to play a little bit of trench raid last night, so that was kind of cool. So again, just trying to get things together. We're going to try to do this for, like I said, 50 to 55 minutes, and make sure Mike is in the house. Hey, Mike, thanks for coming in. Paul, thanks for stopping by. Really do appreciate it. I think Paul's one of the guys that's been to almost every show, him and Christoph. Dave, welcome, and hope you're doing okay. Jonathan is in the house, so thanks for coming in, guys. Really do appreciate it. Hey, and let's go ahead and I guess we'll just get started here. So we're going to talk about a few things this week, some opening comments. GMT games are coming, so I think some of you guys probably got some of that in your mailbox. We're going to talk about Breakout Normandy. We're going to talk about Trench Raid. Unfortunately, we had a bad demise for a couple of the guys that are in the YouTubers edition for Trench Raid. We're going to talk about house rules when playing solo, and the reason we're doing this is you're going to see when I talk about the Trench Raid thing. We'll put those two things together and see how that works. Then we're going to talk about 5 SPI games that I really wanted to like as a kid, but they kind of scared me, and we'll talk about that real quick. We're going to talk about hey, Joe is in the house. Hey, Joe, how are you doing? Then we're going to talk about a Forlorn Hope. Sorry, Hermann Luttmann's game. Again, looks really good, and we'll go from there. So let's just jump right in. So the first thing we want to talk about is, I don't know what happened last week, folks. At like the 26-minute mark, it just went dead, and I did not listen to it before I put it online, obviously. And so half the show was me you guys could see me, but you couldn't hear me. So, which probably is a good thing in some instances. But hopefully this week, if we die out, let me know. But I'm hoping this week we stay on track. But that was the reason for the silence. Really looking forward to starting to get to fall a little bit. Looking forward to playing a few more games. I have been reading up on some rules, that sort of thing. So I've been trying to get caught up with that, and it's been fun. Also, I don't know if you guys realize, but Thomas sent out a invite on Facebook for his Facebook group that he's going to have for his Great War series, and I joined, and I think you guys should all join as well. It looks like it's going to be a pretty cool little thing to take advantage of, and with Thomas's knowledge, I'm sure he'll be able to answer a bunch of questions and things about any of the games or about just planes in general. He's very knowledgeable in that. So if you guys get a chance, go over and check that out. You should be able to see the address at the top, or reach out to Thomas, or maybe Thomas, if you want to put that invite in the comment section, we'll go ahead and put that in there too. So Other than that, not much really going on except for the basic stuff. Have you guys been playing a lot lately? Have you got to play? I know that there are some people getting ready to go to the GMT thing that they're having. So there's a whole bunch of stuff. I'm going to miss the Kansas City ASL thing next week, as I'll be on an overland thing doing that, but I'm going to miss some of that ASL stuff. But again, sorry for the silence last week. And if you get a chance, go check out the group for that Thomas has for the Great War series. So GMT's coming in hot. My credit card is screaming, but we will be getting some of the new Combat Commander stuff coming soon. It's supposed to be shipping. They just built it, so hopefully it'll be shipping in the next couple of weeks. Really looking forward to that. I have all the games, so I probably didn't need to get the anniversary edition, but I did need to get it because everybody should have that, right? And so I did get that. Did anybody else order this? Is it something that you guys were looking forward to? And then I got the expansion pack as well, or the battle pack. So really looking forward to getting that here. As you guys know, I love me some Combat Commander, and that stuff will be coming. It looks like they're going to have some stuff that's getting ready to, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff shipping, and we'll look at that here in a minute as I've got some other stuff to look at here. So, in fact, we're going to do that right now, and copy it. Oh, nice. Yeah, so I need to order that. I haven't ordered it yet. I haven't been here, so I'm gonna have to jump on that because I would like to I'd like to do some content about that as well. And yeah, so GMT update. So a couple things going on. It looks like the new box art for the 20th for the Combat Commander that's going to be sent out. They've changed the box art, and there's a few other things that's going on. Mr. Luttmann has another game coming out, which he'll have to take my money because there's nothing better than World War I in solitaire. And so we'll let's click on here and see. We just right before we came on the air, I got this today from GMT. So I'm sure you guys have gotten it as well. They're just talking about getting ready for the fall weekend at the warehouse. Is anybody getting to go to that? Really look. I wish I could do that. Yeah, you got a few things coming, Jonathan. I will say, Combat Commander, it's one of my favorite games. If you don't mind some fog of war coming in sometimes, and a little, as long as you don't get frustrated with that, it's a great game system. And with the ladder and everything that's online, it's really hard to beat. But with the GMT thing, it looks like they've got the warehouse event come on here. I would really like to do that. I really need to check that out. And then we've got the new game from Hermann. And so, folks, this looks really cool. Really looking forward to. It looks like a kind of a. We'll look at the page real quick. It's a good price. So if you get it now, you save a few dollars. But also, the board is kind of a, how would you call it? Maybe like a States of Siege boards almost, where you just kind of go through. But looks really cool. We're in the preliminary stages. Again, if Hermann's doing it, it's going to be great. So really looking forward to that. So I participated in this already. I'm already on the P500. But you guys, if you get a chance, you should go check that out. If you like World War I stuff, I think you're gonna really appreciate that. Let's see what else is going on. Oh, so there's a whole bunch of other stuff they're talking about with the shipping. I'm not going to go into all that. I'll be honest with you. I'm tired of hearing about shipping and tariffs, and just I know they got to do it, but just it sucks. But it is what it is, right? Jonathan said he's on the hook for China's war, so that looks like it's coming out. I have not thought about getting this. But it does look pretty good, and looks like I hadn't dove into that, so I may have to look at that. What else is coming out? And then Hubris. It's something that I not a big fan of. I mean, I just don't play those kind of games. But it looks cool, but it's just something I wouldn't jump into. But I'm sure a lot of people will enjoy that. Maybe I'll see it online and think otherwise. We'll have to check that out and see. But let's see what else we got here. We've got. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time here. We're just gonna kind of run through this pretty quick. I do like this. This is a pretty cool cover. That's going to be the new board for Combat Commander, and I really do like that. I like that look of that cover, and I think that's pretty cool. Hey, I don't know if you guys like. Do you like having the big picture up, or do you want a little picture of me, or how do you guys want that to work? Maybe I'll do that one. That one works pretty good. We'll try that. But going down. Oh, hey, so Mike, since you're here, this got notice that there's some optional module rules for Wolfpack. I just now started getting the rules down for Wolfpack, and then you guys send out more stuff. So need to download those and take a look at that. It looks really. It's only 3 pages, so it's not too bad. And I guess there was. I don't know why it says here. Recently revisited the game and spent time several optional rules in which they thought they could tighten up the game system. So I don't know, but it looks. But you guys should go check that out. It's free on the website, so make sure you go check that out and see what's going on there. Um, let's see. We've got other stuff going on. More updates. Again, make sure you guys go check out GMT Talk and that sort of thing. There's some things here that they said they could use more orders on. I don't know if I've got any of these games ordered, so go check that out. They've got a back of the box for GMT, and then just a bunch of other stuff that they've got listed down here. Oh, the digital game. So I will say, Saratoga. I've got that on Steam. And hey, Robert, thanks for making it. Appreciate you jumping in. And let's see. Yes, we will, Mike. Let me, like I said, I'm finally winding down a little bit. So as soon as I get slowed down, yes, I want to play that. And definitely, because I would like to do a video on that. And I would like to, again, I think I'm getting it better, but I would still like to have some expertise there. So yes, I will be doing that. And I also talked to about Empire of the Sun too. I will be talking to him as well because he reached out and asked if I was still playing as well. So, but the Steam games, I do have Saratoga, Mr. President, Rebel Fury. I have all of those. So looking forward to those being more in development. Let's see. Yeah, this looks. I'm really looking excited for that. A Hell So Terrible. That looks really good. And then other stuff on the. I do. So I do think I want to jump into the next war series. So I'm going to look at some of that stuff as well. Then there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. It looks like a bunch of cons are going on, that sort of thing. Oh, have you guys seen this? So on Rally the Troops, we now have Paths of Glory. So that is great news. So if you guys would like to, if somebody would like to play that on there, shoot me a note. I would love to participate in that. I think I wish more games would go to that thing. I really do like it. Let's see. What else have we got going on here? I think that's about it that I'm going to mention anyhow. So go check this out. I'm sure it's in your inbox. They do a great job. And also, I will be reaching out. So if you guys talk to GMT, make sure they get Cardboard Commander up here. Looks like I'm missing from up here, and I talk about them a lot. So I need to send them a note about that. But again, go check out the GMT newsletter and jump on some of those games that are coming out. So a lot of cool stuff on the horizon there. Let's see. So our first little topic we're going to talk about is Breakout Normandy, and I am a big fan of these uh, area impulse games. Sorry for the glare; it's pretty bad. There we go. This is my original copy, so I've had this for 20 years or so. But I want to take a look at the reason I'm opening it up is I've been kind of looking at new games and old games and what's good and bad and that sort of thing. So I'm going to kind of, if you guys have not played this, it's played a lot in tournaments. It's fairly easy to learn how to play. It's pretty scripted. Catching the show. Thanks, Meander, Mike. Appreciate that. But the rule books have changed drastically from back in the day. Now, please don't cringe when I open this because, like I said, I've had this game a long, long time. And this was back when I used to actually highlight some of the rules. So I know some of you guys are swinging from a shower rod right now. But yeah, just a lot of text in the old rule books. But this game, I really like the system. And I remember remember the general, they used to have those game replays and stuff like that. This game used to be in there a ton. And yeah, Dave, you're right. It's horrible. But the good news is I'll never get rid of this game. It's my original copy. I'll never get rid of it. So nobody's going to have to worry about looking at that. What's cool about this game is you can play this game in 13 pages of rules. And then there's some optional rules. I do like how they have some pretty good examples of play, that sort of thing. But I love the impulse system because you never know when the turns are going to end, which is kind of cool. And the way it's yeah, Dave, I would love to have the L2 version, but I'm not paying what they want for it. And I heard they cleaned up the rules a little bit. So that sort of thing. I've never seen the L2 version in person. But yeah, I wouldn't mind getting it. And but it's kind of funny when you look at these old school counters. Again, sorry for the glare, guys. When you look at those old school counters, kind of miss that sometimes. They were just very plain and easy to use. Not a lot of color in the player aids, but there are some. But they've done a good job. The charts are really good in this game. I do like the charts in this game. And this is another one that if somebody wanted to play, I would love to play this on Vassal or Discord. I would love to play this. Speaking of the general, they used to print out a bunch of like rules and stuff that they would ask, frequently asked questions. So there's a bunch of that stuff. But I just thought I would come by and I wanted to show you guys. I love this game. I've got Thunder Casino, Turning Point Stalingrad. And then, of course, there's other games in the systems now, too, newer games. But the older games from Avalon Hill, that's what kind of got me stuck on these. So I just thought each week I would break out one of my games that I've got and kind of just show you what, the cool stuff I like about it. But, again, the box is kind of beat up. But I really like this game. You guys, if you haven't played it, you should go check it out. We'll put this right here. And we'll go back to, and again, just really, it's a great game. It's a lot of fun to play. Let's see what we got going on next. Okay, so here, this is going to kind of lead up into our topic. And what's crazy is, so I'm playing Trench Raid, and I grabbed a bunch of YouTubers off of just grab people and threw them in there. Well, as you know, the first mission, Rough Swordsman died because he got stuck in the mud and quicksand kind of sucked him up a little bit. But this week, we had a couple people go because they lost a couple fights. They had some serious wounds. Yeah, Storm over Arnhem. In fact, that is true. The anniversary is this week, and I'm hoping to break out Monty's Market Gamble, the MMP game. I'd like to play that this week just to kind of do that. But back to Trench Raid. So Christoph, my NCO, he died this week, as did Kilroy was here. Both died of chest wounds. Now, there is a caveat to this, is I made a mistake. but I made a mistake with both of them. So if you guys have watched it, you'll see it by now, but we'll talk about that when we talk about house rules. So I will be adding a couple more people to this. So Thomas took over for Rough Swordsman. So he's now a rifleman in the group. And I will be adding a couple more people. I think Meandering Mike, and I forgot who the next is in line. So I'll be adding some of those people to it. But again, it's kind of I had somebody comment, they said, I spoke really low. Again, I play this in the back bedroom, and because it's usually played at night after my wife goes to sleep, hence the name Late Night Gameplay. But we will start mission 3 sometime this week. I'll have it out next week, but you guys should check that out and go see what really happened to those guys and see what the injury was. And I'll kind of tell you what happened was, we'll go into here, and this will take us to our house rules playing solo. So what happened is while I was playing, I did the rolling and everything. Well, then when I was editing the video, I realized that I goofed on a rule. And in this game, I think it's over here. Well, it's under there. But when you don't necessarily die from your wounds. There's severity of the wounds, right? So let me grab that out from under there. Yeah, Mike, see, you got Wolfpack right back there hanging out. And what did Thomas say? Thanks. Yeah, well, I'm hoping the next mission that we'll have to go save a pilot. Maybe you can help us with that. But I wanted to get you involved in there a little bit. But yeah, so what happens when you get here? We'll go to the big screen so you guys can see this a little better, or the other big screen. So there's a wound location and there's a wound severity chart on here. And what happened was I rolled and I found out that the wound was in the chest, right? So you're supposed to, over here, there's severity dice. That's how many dice you roll. And then whatever the highest number is, that's the severity of it. And it tells you that down here. Well, I only rolled one die. And when I rolled the one die, I rolled a 1, and that's the people die. What was strange is I did it twice back to back, and that's how Christoph and Kilroy met their demise. So again, I didn't catch it until I was doing the editing. So I left it as was just because it's already over and it's played. So that got me thinking about what some people do to what'd you say? Yes, absolutely. So I'm hoping that's going to be the next mission, so we can take part in that. But so what I decided to do, and I've done this before. I'm the first person to admit, look, I'm going to goof up on some rules. Happens all the time. But when I'm playing by myself, I usually don't like to go back unless I catch it right away, right? Unless I just, oh man, I forgot to do that, and then I can fix it and move forward. How do you guys do that when you're playing a game? So when you're playing, and some of you may not play solo, or if you're playing even face to face or with somebody, I guess that is face to face, and you miss something and say 20 minutes later you realize, oh, I played that rule wrong. Do you just move on and do it from there going forward? What do you guys do for house rules? I'm not a big house rule guy. I remember one time I went, and this is what I think turned me off a little bit on RPGs, is I remember walking into this guy's house, and I was going to play, and I'd read the rules and did all this, and I know there's a bunch of flexibility, but then all of a sudden he like hands everybody this piece of paper, and there's like 4 different pages of house rules, and I was like, no, I just read the rules for a reason. I don't need to so I try not to use a lot of house rules. I think, Thomas, I think you probably got the right idea. Yeah, if I don't catch it within 20, 30 minutes, I'm not going to sit there and dwell over it. Yeah, I think so too, Mike. I agree. Yep, Dave, you're right. You know, if it's something that we can go back on, but it's just one of those things that, and sometimes it bugs me because I'll be like, man, I should have known that rule. Or it was, but it's kind of funny. This game is not hard, right? Trench raid is not hard, but it's just I don't know whether I got in a hurry. I don't know, but they both died, and it was kind of weird that that they both died on rolling a one, and it happened like immediately behind each other. So I wasn't so distraught over it happening because it happened right away, and it was to the same both of them. Yeah, and I have OCD a little bit, but I also have found out as I hate the word content creator, but people who film stuff on the internet and do this stuff, it seems like if I stopped doing videos or stopped every time I made a mistake, I'd have 12 videos online. And so I'm just one of those guys that I'll just fight through it. I'll apologize online, ask for forgiveness later, and kind of go for that, you know. So, and yep, and you're right, Thomas. It was weird because it just happened back to back really quick in this little session, and it was sad because Christoph, poor guy, he didn't deserve to die. Not that Kilroy deserved to die either, but Christoph was my NCO, and I wanted to try to, you know, thank God they were cardboard people. Exactly. I guess we have a lot of other things in the world to be concerned about, whether I goof pushing a piece of cardboard around and I do the wrong thing. But yeah, so house rules, like I said, I try not to use them, but I do from time to time. Now, if everybody's in agreement with it, and if a rule like there's a couple of I play APBA baseball. There's a rule in there, a couple about stealing. We kind of all house rule that because otherwise it becomes non-realistic. So if the rule is jacking with the game dynamics, then I'm okay with it. But just for people to say I could do the game better, I'm not going to pretend I could do any game better. It'd be like me looking at Wolfpack and going, "Well, we're going to play it this way because this would be better." Yeah, I'd be an idiot to think I could do that. There's other guys out there like Mike that do the research and they put in the work to do all that stuff. So that's my thought on house rules. So now this is kind of funny. So today I was talking to a guy online, and he was selling a whole bunch of old SPI games. And I don't know about you guys. When I was a kid, these things were huge, right? Everybody wanted those flat SPI box games with the cheesy covers on the top, and they stored really nice, but they had the little counter tray built in and all that. But it was kind of funny because like now I have 4 or 5 of these, and the tops are all fragile, and it's hard to keep everything together. But yeah, Robert, you're right. The designers do know more than I do, and I'm just I just leave that to them. But I remember as a kid, I saw some of these games, and each one of these games I have actually owned at one time or another. And I remember, and look, I was a kid back then. I get it, but I remember when Foxbat and Phantom came out, right? So that was the one I really wanted to enjoy. It looked cool. I'm a big F4 fan. Um, the game just was it looked like it was really cool. Now, unfortunately, again, these were the old school counters, right? So nothing too fancy, but I did like these counters in Foxbat and Phantom. And I'd rather do the model thing. I really like that. But when I was looking at this, the map, right, it's sky, right? So there's nothing to do there. The rule book wasn't that thick, but I do remember like these player cards. You had to keep track of altitude. Um, it was what a friend of mine called it a slide rule game. You had to there was tons of record keeping, and it kind of took away from the game itself. And they had those, I don't know about the rules, those little short, small rules that they had and everything. But I really wanted to like this game, and I played it a couple times, and I don't know whether it was because maybe I wasn't playing it right, but it wasn't nearly as fun playing the game as it was looking at the game. And I love the cover and all that. Kind of the same way, Soldiers. It's not a hard game, but it's one of those games that I wanted to like it a lot. But again, the counter, it's so funny looking back on the old school counters. Um, the counters in this game were very, very basic. So Stuka Joe's back in the house. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you. I know you're going to be doing something a little later tonight. I got that on my notification, so we'll be checking that out. But yeah, it was these SPI games. I really wanted to like them as a kid, and I did like them, but they they were a little tougher than I thought they were going to be. Now, the only one I do have still is World War One, and I love this game, and it's one I will always keep. I've got the new one of it now. I love the game dynamics of this game and everything, but yeah, it's kind of funny how the old SPI games used to scare me a little bit. Let's see what's Thomas got to say. Right, and that's what I remember. I just remember in Air War 2, um, yeah, it seemed like the missiles all turned the same, and I did like that game. It was I still felt it was a little clunky and a lot of record keeping, and even as a kid back then, I was, you know, I couldn't stay interested in it, which was a shame. Um, Nerd Workshop is in the house. Thanks for coming in, buddy. But again, has anybody played these games? Has anybody played them recently? Do you want to get them? You can buy Foxbat Phantom on. I was looking at just for giggles on Noble Knight. You can get a copy for like $15 or something. Pretty cheap. Air War was a little more expensive, but none of these games are real. They made a lot of copies of them, so they're not real expensive. But it's just kind of funny looking back at those old SPI games and thinking, hey, it was cool back in the day, but they're a little different now compared to today's games. We're spoiled in today's games, so believe it or not, I got an email from Jester, and I think we are going to start game night again, or at least we're going to play one game coming up soon. And I think we're going to play Twilight Struggle. And I know I just heard a bunch of you guys groan, oh, that's not a war game. It's okay. It's okay. It's still a lot of fun to play. And I haven't played this game in probably 8 years, 9 years. So I wouldn't mind getting it back on the table and playing it. And so I was glad he reached out to me. Yeah, Thomas, I figured when I was picking those out that you had played a lot of that, and that it's pretty cool that it has helped lead to the games that you design now. I'd like to hear. I should have had you on. I'd like to seen you see what you thought of the older games, and we could have had a little discussion about it online. But yeah, Dave, you're right. Like I said, it's been 8 years since I played it, and so I need to look at some of the cards and do some stuff because, as you guys know, I'm like 0-5 against Gesture. I don't know what it is with Gesture, but I can't seem to, I can't seem to break through against him. So hopefully we can when I play him. Yeah, Michael, I can't tell you. So out of all the people that's on this video right now, Stuka Joe's cost me a lot of money. Mike has cost me a lot of money, Betticelli. And Christoph has cost me a lot of money because of watching their games and, listening to them talk about the games and stuff. So, yeah, I'm hoping that Jester, I think he wants to get back into it a little bit. And, look, whatever. We all have our own little seasons of gaming, right? I do a lot of sports games from time to time. I still play a lot of war games for some reason. I've been playing a lot of solo games all of a sudden. I don't think he quit Warframe cold turkey. I think he was playing some the other night, but I don't know. I haven't seen it. And Yes, Stuka, it's all your fault. Cost me money, and you're probably going to cost me more after I get with you and we talk about some recording stuff and everything. But I will say that the DJI mics are fantastic. I really do like those. But so again, stay tuned for that. We'll be getting together. We'll have that's going to be played live, so we'll get to chat about that and hopefully play a little bit online. So last week, I wanted to talk about this, or I did talk about it. It was just in silence. So I don't know if any of you guys went and checked this out. So it's on Backer Kit, which I guess is like Kickstarter. Hermann Luttmann game. It looks amazing. Again, World War I, can't go wrong with that. But if you guys haven't got to check this out, it's a kind of like a push your luck tactical game is what they call it. Really cool kind of system when it comes to the way they do morale. There's different types of dice going to be involved. There's chits involved. I like the way the map is. It's almost like a Stratego kind of thing going on, which is kind of cool. Let's see what it right. And so just to get off this a little bit, but the Warframe thing, guys, I don't know if you guys have watched it. I'm telling you, I almost went into a seizure. There are so many things happening, and it's flashing, and all the stuff's moving along, and I'm telling you, I was like, things are just coming at you all over the place, right? It's just I don't know. That Warframe stuff, I just couldn't get it, and but back to this. So I'm not sure who did the art on this game. Let's take a look, see if we can find it. I don't know if he says anything about it on here. So this is going to be done by Wharf Rat Games. So I don't think I have a game designed by them, but I will be getting this. But yeah, I don't see who did the art, but it looks pretty good. But again, I love how the board is. I like how they do that. And then just talking. Look, Mr. Luttmann does a good job on everything he does. I really do like you're right though. I really do like the art. It's really pretty cool. So looking forward to that. You can kind of see the map board and what that's going to look like. And again, it's going to have 200, so 36 unit standees, 100 cards and chits, combat dice, game board with trench, no man land, and more. Artwork in the comic. There you go. Tawa Abiwa. There's the people who did the art. And but yeah, I really do like the art. It is really good, and this game looks like it's going to be great. So I've already signed up. To get this. So if you guys haven't signed up and this is in your wheelhouse, you guys should go check it out. It looks like it's going to be really, really good. Let's see. Next week, we will be live again. 2 weeks in a row, we'll be live. And I'm thinking I'm going to have a special guest. I'm waiting to hear back from him. But yeah, so we'll be live next week. I am, like I said, I didn't think I'd be able to fill 55 minutes, but it looks like we're going to be able to do that. We're at the 40-minute mark now, and there's a couple other things I want to talk about. So looks like we're gonna be okay. One of the things I'm looking at is when I'm looking at games, I'm looking at I want to get some games that aren't. Look, I love Compass and GMT and MMP and all the big board game people, but I really want to start looking at some of the smaller companies, and that's why the Wharf Rat Games is kind of intriguing. I know Blue Panther, smaller group, they do a great job. But I know VUCA, right? They're becoming a big company, but I really like that. So I guess my question is, who do you guys like? What games, what company do you like that's kind of smaller that you would recommend their games, and that, as you guys know, World War II is going to be number one on my list. Then we're going to go to World War II and World War One are pretty tight. Civil War, then Napoleonics, and then everything else. So tell me about game companies that you would recommend, and some of the smaller games, and not necessarily smaller games, but smaller game companies that I could look at, because I really want to start exploring some of that myself and kind of looking into that, because I know there's some great companies out there, and it would be yeah. So Stuka, I did get the Iwo Jima from them, and that was really good. Um, what other game would you recommend from them? Yeah, that is one company I really like. That so Legion, I hear they got good stuff. I've never played a Legion game. Revolution games, I do have a couple of those, and I do like those. Um, so so if you guys, like I said, just throw out some names or send me a DM and tell me, hey man, you got to try this game. I'd really like to check that out. I really do. You guys, White Dog, I do like some White Dog games. I've got a couple of those. Revolution, I do like their games as well. But I need to look more at Neva. I think that's the way you say it, huh, Stuka? I think that's the way you say it. But yeah, I need to check that out, because I do want to get into, like I said, I want to give some of those games a chance and try it out. So, but again, thanks for sending some stuff out, and I'll check that out. I don't know if you guys. So again, I picked up British Tank Ace, and let's see. Oh, you know what? See and Still, that looks really good. I did see that. In fact, I think, did you do something on your channel with that? I think that's something that I saw on your channel. Yeah, Hexasim does have some great games. I've got their Gallipoli, and of course I like the World War One commander game that they have, the kind of like combat commander. But yeah, so yeah, I know, Stuka. I think, like I said, I think you did a series on Sea and Still, maybe so, or maybe I just saw it someplace else. Three Crown Games. Now, I've never heard of them, so thanks, David. I'll have to check those out. Let's see, what's Paul say? Three Crown Games makes. Okay, yeah. So I've never heard of them, so I will have to. I'll have to check that out. Yeah, Hexasim, I do like their games. Aces of Valor. Okay, yeah, Legion. So the only thing that's funny is I remember seeing a couple Legion games, and the boxes were real flimsy. I mean, not that that matters what the game looks like, right? But that's what stuck with me about Legion games. Yeah, I thought you did. I remember seeing. I spend way too much time on your channel there, Stuka Joe. It's yeah, nerd. I tell you, I love the way they have a really nice product, and they do a good job. And I really like like I said, I've got a couple of their games, and very well done. Rule books are good. Yeah, that's so Thomas. That's the one I have. Is I did get that game, and it's really it's a lot of fun. A good solo game to play. But so back to British Tank Ace. They're going to be Ted Branton is going to be having a campaign online for this, where kind of like a Western Front Ace and American Tank Ace. So he's going to be doing that. So I am reading up on the rules of that, because I want to take part in that. If you guys have not played this, it looks really good. Zilla Blitz has done a good little series on it, and has done a great job. But yeah, that's one thing I'm looking at there. Let's see. Yeah, so Three Crown. What, you know what? Let's look at that. Let's see if we can find Three Crown games. Okay, so let's look at that. So let's drag this over here so people can see it. All right. So it looks like, yeah, that is really weird that I have never seen. I like the box art on some of the stuff. Desert Duel looks really cool. So I wonder how the shipping is from over there. CSR Awards nominee. Wow, I don't know how they got underneath my radar, but great box art, and I may need to take a look and check this stuff out a little more. It looks really good. Yeah, I know, nerd. That's what I was telling him. He's cost me. I think my wife wants to shoot him sometimes. I didn't say that. Just not literally. Just you know what I'm talking about. Um, so no box. So are they all just like magazine games? Is that kind of what they are? Yeah, that looks really stuff looks really good. What's the oh, are they book games? Is that what let's see what this looks like. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a look at that stuff, guys. Thanks for turning me on that. Well, nice looking counters. Um, okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out. Um, let's see, what's this? Shipping is really cheap for me, nearly. Well, yeah, because it's right in your backyard, right? Which is nice. You guys deserve to have that because I'm sure you take a beating on the shipping from here. Paul East Front Games, okay. Let's see what's Stuka say. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that I love Narva. That's a great game, and Kongsberg is great too. So, okay, I didn't realize that. See, you learn something new every day. That's what I love about this community. Is there's always somebody to that can turn you on to new stuff here. So, all right, one mappers. I kind of like that. Okay, cool. So, well, yeah, thanks, guys. I that's awesome. Got to learn a little bit tonight, and that's really really cool. So, let's see what else do we got going on here. So, I think we're going to finish up. So, a couple things that going forward is I have been I've been talking with Nate from the War Room, and it looks like they may be coming back to do a show. I'm not sure when they're going to do it, but it looks like they're planning on doing something, um, which is fantastic. That's great news. Um, it'll probably be back on Saturdays. I think it's going to be like a bi-weekly thing, if I understood what they were talking about. Let's see, what's this? Oh, and I love chit pool systems, so that's awesome. Yep, I'll be checking that out. Well, thanks, Paul. You probably just cost me money, so appreciate that. Just kidding. But yeah, so I've tried to decide whether I was going to try to do a show on Saturdays until people got back and did that sort of thing. And to be honest with you, I think I'm not going to do that. I just don't know if I can devote the time to it on Saturday. I really try to spend time with my wife and all my hobbies and everything on there. So I'm going to stick to Thursday nights. Um, the only thing like, again, I don't want to compete against Compass, so I will keep it about the same time. I could do it a little earlier if that would help, folks. So just, do you guys like the time that it's at now? Would you like it earlier? Would you like it later? Um, give me some ideas what you guys are thinking about there. Again, there's only so many time slots, and I don't want to infringe on other, I want people to watch, but I also want people to feel free that they can go out and do stuff. Cause like tonight, I know Stuka's doing something. Uh, I want to make sure that we're all getting to enjoy each other's content. And, you know, so tell me what you think. Do I need to stay? So I'm going to say Thursday. I'm not going to do Saturday. I could do a Saturday show every once in a while. Maybe I'll just do one just to wing it. But I've come to find out that these shows don't do as well. Um, that it doesn't do as well if you're not scheduled the same time, same place, same bat channel, all that sort of thing, right? So Compass is every other week. So yeah, maybe what I'll do is I'll look at that, and maybe I could bounce up into Compass's time slot on Thursday, which would be a little later for some. So I don't know. A lot of you guys, it's already early in the morning for you as well. Um, you know, um, Yeah, so, hey, I think we're gonna be doing a couple of giveaways too. I've got some Combat Commander dice I think I'm gonna be sending to a few people, so we're gonna be talking about that. Not giving away any games, but, maybe it'll be something to, yeah, I've noticed that too, Stuka, that when people, after they give away the game, everybody seems to bail and that sort of thing, but, everybody waits for the giveaways. That's true, nerd, and I've been fortunate. I've won Wolf Pack, so I've been fortunate doing that and everything. But so yeah, just let me know what you guys think. So right now, I know I'm going to stay on Thursday nights. Um, the weeks that Compass has a show, I'll make sure I'm staying to 55 minutes. Maybe the weeks that um, they're not doing a show and nobody else is doing anything, I might go a little longer. I don't know. It just depends on what's going on and everything. But well, we're right at the 53-minute mark here. So I want to thank you guys today. We broke a record. So I saw 41 people in here at one time. So that's awesome. So thank you guys. Really do appreciate you. I'm glad that the sound stayed on for the whole time. So that's really good. And thanks, Jeff. Thanks, Jeff, for coming in. Appreciate you. Let's see. Okay, we'll do that, Thomas. That'd be great. And I know a guy who would love to have that game. Uh, just throwing that out there. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate you, nerd. Thank you. Um, good job. Thanks, Duca. Glad to hear it. So guys, thanks again for everything. We will be talking to you soon. And until next time, everybody, be safe, be kind. Happy wargaming.